How's it going? Got the warm spot tonight? Ooh, nice. Is that a all right.
Just a quick heads up, I screwed up on the records, and you just add a loss to both sides. So Woburn's 4-4 and MIAA's 9-3. I'm sorry. Wait, at least I told you now, and not like 5 minutes on the clock. Seven people waiting for us.
Ah. One Piece.
cables over just a little bit?
If we can. I don't know if there's a slack if you can. You gotta be careful because those are video. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the best I can.
It's the most wonderful time of the year for sports fans. The postseason is here at Bridgewater Rainham Regional High School. The BR Trojans open up the 2025 Division II football tournament, taking on the number 14 seed Woburn Memorial. I am John Luck along with Zach Sylvia. And a 3-14 matchup, if you're looking at your brackets, you could usually go ahead and just shoehorn the higher seed in. But when it comes to football, one game for about 40 or 44 minutes, that's the difference between a 3 seed either winning or losing.
Indeed, Bridgewater can't come into this game thinking that's going to be an easy win. You got to play the 60 minutes. You got to win this game. It should be a rather simple win, but until those clocks hit 0 in the fourth quarter, we won't know.
Now, the BR Trojans are coming into this evening's matchup off of a loss in the Southeast Conference Championship game. They lost to Barnstable, but there are a lot of things going against BR in that game. Obviously, they came out short, but still, the weather was a factor as well. A very un-Jack Lambert-like performance by the senior quarterback for the BR Trojans, responsible for 5 turnovers. So I ask you, how does Jack Lambert just put the Barnstable game behind him and look ahead to this game?
You got to think of it. It's obviously a tough game, 5 turnovers, not ever what you're looking for. But as a quarterback, as one of the captains of this team, you got to leave that behind, leave that in the past. This is a different time now. This is the playoffs. You need to turn up to another level, and Lambert will step up to the.
This is the second consecutive season that the BR Trojans opened the playoffs here at home. Last year, they took down Algonquin 39-7. And obviously here this evening, they are the 3 seed, so with a win tonight, they could potentially host a second game coming up next week. As well, the brackets have been a talking point when it comes to people who cover high school football, because the Division II tournament, there's only 14 teams actually in the tournament. The 1 and the 2 seed get a bye simply because there were not enough teams that qualified to actually take part in the tournament, which we'll talk a little bit later on about that, but that's a big issue.
It is indeed. Obviously, most brackets are going to be with the 16 teams, so it's very strange to only see 14 teams here in this bracket.
I will say a very breezy night here at the regional. I was down in the field before the game, and I mean, I'm a pretty sizable guy here, and I was getting blown around on the football field, so I'd imagine the running game going to be very important, as we are going to step aside for a moment for the playing of our national anthem, courtesy of the BR Marching Band. A fall-like feel here on a Friday night at the regional. You saw in that during the anthem, the American flags just flying all around. I was talking a little bit about the wind. How important is the running game when we talk about the wind factor? Because we were watching Woburn practice a few of their throws, and it feels like once that pass got above maybe halfway up the uprights, that ball was just sailing everywhere.
So that was going to affect the deep game. Most likely we'll probably see these teams run the ball a lot more, especially with Bridgewater. They're effective in the run game. They've been very effective in the run game this year.
Of course, you're talking about Braden Lewis, who really has been a phenom for the BR Trojans. You go back to that first game against Mansfield, and we were talking a little bit about what we saw in that game right after that game happened, and we kind of discussed that it could be an issue if it's all running, but this BR offense has certainly expanded as the season has gone on.
Indeed, we have Lambert obviously becoming a much more throwing quarterback. We've seen that in the last couple of home games here. That offense, if you are able to have that type of mix of pass and run, it opens up the field so much more.
So you see the BR Trojans won the coin toss. They will defer to the second half, so Woburn will be on offense first. And this BR defense, very talented defense, especially when you talk about number 23, Adrian Peebles, a real threat when it comes to either side of that defensive line.
Indeed, he's very quick off the rush, has very good bend around the edge. We've seen him make a couple of good plays, a couple of tackles for loss this year. We expect him to probably make a lot of big plays here today.
Woburn Memorial 4-4, the BR Trojans 5-3. As you see the BR Trojans coaching staff with their last-second adjustments. Assistant coaches including Steve D'Amelia, longtime quarterback here at the regional, also played down the road at Bridgewater State. And you see Ian Bain sending his team out to the field. As we're going to see Jillian Allen kick it away. The wind is swirling here at the regional. Number 4, Mason Doherty, and number 44, Thomas Knievy back for the Tanners. As the road to Gillette and the Super Bowl begins tonight here at BR for 14 teams in Division II. A low line kick that'll go in the hands of Doherty. Straight through the middle. He'll get wrapped up and pulled down at the 29-yard line. And that's going to be where Jack Belcher will send out his Woburn Memorial Tanners. Led by quarterback junior Aiden Wood. 2025, the first season for the Tanners that they didn't finish above 500 since 2019. Number 11, Jason Barrett, the senior, split out to the far side, and Doherty will line up on the near side. In their last 2 wins, Woburn keeping it primarily on the ground except for a couple of trick plays here and there. As Wood goes under center, and we get an early flag. So Woburn, more likely than not, will be starting a little further back for their first play. Check that against the Trojans.
Trojans offsides. Move that ball up a little bit and start it again. First down, 1st and 5.
So certainly not the start Ian Bain was looking for.
Can't allow Woburn to get those kind of plays, those easy yards. And you can see right there, it looks to be number 75, Joseph LaFleur, offsides there, right on the ball.
Trojans send some extra pressure as a handoff to the far side, and that's going to be a short loss for Mason Doherty. So it's going to bring up 2nd and about 7, maybe 2nd and 6 for Woburn.
It was great pursuit on the outside on that last play by a couple of BR defenders. Got to be able to set the edge.
On 2nd down, again, sticking with the ground game, as Doherty will run into Drew Sylvia. Getting back that 1 yard he originally lost to bring up a 3rd and about 5, 3rd and 6 here for Woburn, just about a minute into this first round matchup.
Woburn on that last play going more of a power run. We see him with number 44, Thomas Kienvi, more as a fullback position, leading the charge.
Important play defensively for the BR Trojans, looking to hold Woburn to a 3 and out. Rotondo on the near side of the defensive line. As Wood rolls out to his right, getting rushed, he'll complete that one, or excuse me, out the fingertips, I should say, of number 12, Gavin Driscoll. So the first pass of the night incomplete. for Woburn.
Woburn running a bit of a waggle. A missed block on the edge, right off his hands. Had the step on the corner. Just not able to corral it.
I could be wrong, but I believe there was pressure by Caden Blake on the far side that forced Wood out of the pocket. Cam Knudsen set to receive this kick. As the quarterback also serving as the kicker. As Knudsen, looks like a dicey pickup there, but he'll get a few yards up to the 40-yard line. That could have been near disaster for the BR Trojans off that funny hop.
Very risky there. See, it just scoops it. Good hands there. Obviously said avoiding disaster.
Bridgewater Rainham winning 4 of their last 5 games by an average of 33 points a game. As I mentioned, that lone loss to Barnstable down on the Cape. Very damp and windy conditions. As Jack Lambert comes out to work here, Adrian Peebles on his left. And much like Woburn's first offensive drive,
I believe this is going to be an encroachment again. I know this time it is a false start.
how important are emotions for some of these players? Because some of them are playing their first playoff game, so I'd imagine there's a little added juice to, you know, the first couple drives of the game, offensively and defensively.
Obviously, you can't say, you know, it's just another game. No, this is a very important game. And for a lot of these guys, you said it, first time they're seeing this, the MIAA playoffs. Those nerves are going to be there, but as the game goes on, you got to be able to shake them.
Ben Kelly, Jamison, Derica lining up on the near side for the BR Trojans, who now face a 1st and 15 from the 36-yard line. Lambert goes to the far side, and that is going to be caught right along the far sideline for Caden Blake. Out of bounds, sorry.
It was a tight throw, guy coming right off the edge. Not able to get that last foot in. You see here. Tried to get his feet in, just missed it.
Lambert on 2nd down, completes that one across the 45 to the 48-yard line for number 4, Dylan Reed. It's about a 12-yard gain for the BR Trojans and Jack Lambert.
A big gain, especially on 2nd down, just going to a quick hitch. And we know Reed obviously has a lot of speed, able to make that play right after the catch.
Peebles joining Lambert in the backfield again, this time on Lambert's right. 3 receivers to the far side on 3rd down. As Lambert completes that one to Blake, spins around the defender across the 40. Blake to the 30, and he'll get taken down at the 30-yard line by number 44, Thomas Knievy.
That is a great play. Is a great play by Blake. Just a 5-yard out route, and he does the rest. Makes a man miss, makes another man miss there. Able to get all the way down to the 30.
About a 23-yard pickup for the BR Trojans. Lambert looking for Blake in the end zone. That pass is going to be too long, as Blake was keeping up with Cash Felty in the secondary.
It looked like Blake had a step on him. This one just overthrown. And we've noticed all passing plays so far, the Trojans have not run it.
Typically, we're used to seeing Caden Blake in the back, or excuse me, Braden Lewis in the backfield, but thus far it's been Peebles. A 2nd down and 10 play. Here is that first running play for Peebles. Charging through into the red zone. Adrian Peebles inside the 10 to the 4-yard line. There's your running play.
Of course, as soon as I say something, obviously go right to the run. This is a great play here in Bridgewater going tempo.
Sticking with Peebles, and Peebles will make his way into the end zone. Trojans strike first.
And it seems like what we're seeing so far from this BR team, a lot of up-tempo. Obviously start with the quick 5 passes, complete about 4 of them. They go back-to-back runs on a no huddle, and Peebles making one heck of a play.
Adrian Peebles, how about that? 2 carries for 30 yards, including a touchdown run, as Jillian Allen will put that one through the uprights to make it a 7-0 lead for the BR Trojans with 8:31 to go here in the first quarter.
It's great placement. Almost got blocked.
Last time we were here, when BR took on New Bedford, I believe there were 3 or 4 flags on the PAT alone, so she almost had a hit pushing a 30-yard field goal for the PAT.
If you're BR, this is exactly what you want. Your defense forces a 3 and out on their first drive. The offense goes right down the field to score. That's a recipe for success.
And that was about a 2-minute drive as the BR Trojans were just humming along. As Woburn gets set for their second offensive drive. Strong kick end over end through the hands of Doherty, so it'll be a touchback. Getting back to the BR Trojans, how important was that first drive for Jack Lambert? As we mentioned, against Barnstable, 5 turnovers. It was a very ugly game altogether, weather-wise and play-wise, but for everything to really click on that first offensive drive, how important was that for the mindset?
It was very important. You come out 5 straight passes, complete about 4 or 5 of them. You get that rhythm going, and you settle into the game. Getting his mind right, that's what's going to help this BR offense thrive.
Lambert starting out 2 for 4 with 34 yards passing. Adrian Peebles 30 yards rushing on 2 carries. But now it's Aiden Wood coming back out for the Tanners. Keep it on the ground here for the first play of the drive to Doherty. And he'll get set back for about a yard or 2. Excuse me, that actually is number 8, Braden Gillespie.
Met by a wall of defenders. No yardage, 2nd down, 2nd and 10.
Woburn once again going right back up the middle. This time BR completely stuffing that inside. Nowhere to go.
And right now, Wood would be throwing against the wind if he tried any deep passes. Going through the middle, this is number 44, Kanivi. He'll pick up some positive yardage, about a 3-yard gain up to the 24-yard line.
We'll most likely see a lot of running plays because, as you said, they're throwing against the wind. You probably won't be seeing a lot of passing plays, probably more in the second half.
So I'm scanning the sideline right now. I'm not seeing Braden Lewis, so that may answer our questions as far as Adrian Peebles stepping up in that lead running back role on that first drive. But right now it's a 3rd and 6 upcoming for the visiting number 14 seed Woburn. Wood faked the handoff, trying to survey the field, and Wood, as a flag comes out in the backfield, he is going to be short, but the question is how short will he be with the flag pending? As Caden Barnard gets credited with the stop.
I believe this one's probably coming back for a hold.
Holding on the offense, that'll negate the run.
Wood had a lot of time in the pocket, but no receivers open on that one. So kind of had to scramble, put the lineman in scramble mode as well.
So now instead of a 3rd and 6, now a 3rd and 16 with 6:47 remaining here in the opening quarter at Bridgewater Rainham on a pretty chilly night at the regional.
It's fall. It's getting colder.
Yeah. We are inside a press box, so I I have to be careful how I say that. Wood rolls to his right and completes that one. Still going to be short, though, I should say. As he dips out, that's going to be number 11, I believe, Jason Barrett with the reception. Barrett going to be a couple yards shy, it looks like.
Looks like it'd be about 14-yard gain on that little hitch route. They go right back to that waggle. They did it on the first drive on an incompletion. You just see a little stop, come back, breaks a tackle, makes a man miss, goes right down the sideline. That's actually a great play, and now you're in 4th and manageable here.
So now Wood is going to act as the wide receiver, as Darty's going to look like number 44, actually. Kanevi was going to take the snap, but a Trojans timeout will put a stop to that. A 4th and 3 upcoming, as Jack Belcher throwing everything at the wall here in the first quarter, trying to keep up with the Trojans.
It looked like Woburn was coming out in more of a wildcat formation. 3 running backs in the backfield. And as you said, their quarterback out wide. A lot of trickery here early from Woburn.
Well, how about the secret weapon Woburn could potentially have, as we saw Wood with the punt on 4th down last drive, and obviously he's your quarterback, so you always have that possibility of a fake punt, especially on a 4th and short situation.
As many students as possible through this scholarship. In addition to supporting our athletes, the fund also supports the SOS Signs of Suicide program at both our high school and middle schools, promoting awareness and student well-being.
Winner of this game will take on the winner of Bill Ricka Memorial or Beverly coming up next week. So now Wood will take his place in the backfield. On 4th and 3. And he'll complete that one for a new set of downs to number 8, Gillespie. As number 3, Gabe Ocampo with the hard shoulder along the sideline.
Hit by number 3, Gabe Ocampo, and number 6, Travis Carrera.
Great play design, a great route there.
First down.
The man in coverage got beat, wasn't aware of where he was supposed to be. So instead of going 2 straight 3 and outs, now you're able to pick up the first down.
Cade Wood 2 for 3 early on here in the passing game. Looking to add on to those totals as he throws a moon ball into the hands of number 15, Caden Barnard. We said the passing game was going to be dicey in these wins, and Aiden Wood just found out.
Barnard basically ran this route for him. That's a simple drop back, let it go. He beat the receiver to the spot. And BR's offense gets another chance.
We did say anything as far as a deep passing game could be rolling the dice for either quarterback, as Peebles starts off this drive with a strong run across the 35 to the 39-yard line. A 14-yard pickup for Peebles.
If you're Woburn, Peebles is indeed he is a bigger back, but he also has the athleticism to make those cuts and get upfield off of one step, so you have to shut him down early on.
Inside of 6 minutes to go here in the first. Trojans looking to add on to their lead, as Lambert with a nice pass into the hands of Caden Blake. Wide open field for Caden Blake, who finds his way to the house. 62-yard passing play. Lambert to Blake.
This is just an all-go. All receivers just going down the field. No safety. It was a single high. Nobody there. Wide open field for Blake. Easy touchdown there.
Almost looked like Blake could have just ran any route he wanted. He had wide open field there to take that one into the end zone. As Jillian Allen on to make it a 14-0 game, and she does.
Get the ball.
If you're Bridgewater, you have all the momentum at this moment. Right before the play, obviously you had the interception, then you have the 62-yard touchdown. BR firing all cylinders in all phases.
And we're seeing Woburn try and break out some of these trickery plays there. The Wildcat that forced Ian Bain to call his first timeout. And obviously the deep passing play that was for naught, as Aiden Wood had his pass intercepted by Caden Barnard. Allen again with a strong kick that goes in the hands of Doherty. Takes off across the 25, and Doherty will get stopped at the 27-yard line. And on nights like these, how important is it for a team to kind of take into account the wind factor? Because obviously in the second quarter, they're going to switch sides. So Wood potentially should have the wind working with him on those deep passes. On that pass from Lambert, the wind was going from right to left, so it helped with that passing play to Caden Blake a little bit.
It all really depends on your confidence in your quarterback, able to make those kind of throws. That time, you wonder, was it the wind, or did he just overthrow it? You won't know until you at least try again on this side. And if they are able to complete a pass a couple of times, then we can say the wind probably will not be a factor.
Trojans bringing some added pressure here as Wood completes that one to the far side, and that should be enough for the first down into the hands of Doherty.
BR running a lot of zone right now, giving up those quick 5-yard out routes. So we see another one right there. I believe that's the third one today that they've ran and completed. And the second time they picked up a first down.
First and 10 from the 39-yard line.
Wood with a quick pitch to Gillespie, and he'll get taken down at the 42-yard line. 43-yard line, check that. As Woburn trying to pick up some positive yardage here in the first quarter. First quarter where everything has really gone wrong for them.
I believe that was LaFleur. Able to chase him down from the line. Great pursuit there.
Fans continuing to file in here to the regional. For this 3-14 matchup in the Division II first round football tournament. Wood lost that one. And good secondary play there for Knudsen, as the intended target was Braden Pacini.
Once again, going to that quick out route. A little check down. This time just throws it over his head. That time definitely not the wind.
I will say we do have a little bit of wind here in the press box. I break out the extra tape to tape everything down. Almost blew the pizza off the plate. Third and 6 here for Wood and the Tanners. Two receivers to the far side. As he goes to the near side, intended for Driscoll, who cut a little too late, it looked like, on the play, but nonetheless brings up a 4th and 6 at the Woburn 43-yard line.
That play that time, blame goes a little bit both ways. Receiver not coming out of the break. That was a very slow out comeback route, and that ball just nowhere close to the receiver, pretty much thrown out of bounds.
As now Wood will partake in the kicking duties here. A strong kick into the hands of Knutson, who took a knee at the 25-yard line. The second punt that Knutson had a little issue with. But nonetheless, Jack Lambert and the Trojans will start out from their own 26. As BR is the 3 seed in this tournament, their highest seeding since 2017 when they were also the 3 seed in a smaller 8-team format. That season, BR lost to King Philip and their star running back Shane Fromer 29-19 in one of the coldest games I have ever called.
What was the temperature?
I think we were in the single digits as Adrian Peebles continuing with the strong runs, this time to the 34-yard line. I believe I had a couple pens on me that night and nothing worked. As Lambert continuing to work, this time to Finn Kelly, as Kelly tried with the forward momentum, but maybe picked up a yard or so.
Met first by number 8, Trayden Gillespie. Third down, 3rd and 1.
Here's BR's offense right now. 3rd short, go to the run game. Peebles right now on 4 carries, averaging 13 yards. Very impressive, even for high school.
He was the big running back in the second half of the Mansfield game. That's really the last time I saw him in a big running back role like he has here tonight. A 3rd and 1, Peebles forcing his way across the 40 to the 44-yard line. A 9-yard gain for Adrian Peebles, the junior running back.
Peebles over the 44 for a BR first down.
If you're BR right now, you got to do one thing and one thing only. If he keeps running like that, you feed him the rock. I believe he comes off the field.
So now it's going to be, looks like Dylan Reed. He was in the running back spot, but now splits out. So an empty backfield for Lambert with trips to the near side. Lambert showing off a little bit of the wheels to the 47. So a 3-yard gain for Lambert, who was examining the field and took option C.
Second down, 2nd and 7.
That play didn't even have a chance to develop under almost immediate pressure. Lambert wisely stepping up in the pocket, getting positive yards.
As Peebles back out to join Lambert on a 2nd and 7 with 2 minutes to go here in the first. Peebles makes a cut to the inside, and Peebles powers his way into Woburn territory to the 43-yard line.
I believe that was a 11, 12-yard carry on that one. Peebles looks like a man possessed right now.
A 14-yard pickup for Peebles on his 6th carry of the night. 6th carry of the first quarter. Lambert going to the passing game again.
Oh my
nice
goodness.
Highlight catch. Finn Kelly.
Oh my goodness.
The highlight factory has come to BR.
One more time. Oh my goodness. An unbelievable catch. It looked to be in the screen, but Kelly snagging that one right out of the air. Unbelievable.
Peebles keeping it on the ground here. A new set of downs. Lowers the shoulder across the 15 to about the 14-yard line. So about a 7-yard gain on Peebles' 7th carry.
Second down, 2nd and 3.
Peebles already up to 82 yards on the ground.
And we've typically seen BR, when they have a very talented running back, they like to stick with him as much as possible. Lambert going for the air.
Oh my.
Caden Blake fighting for the ball and scores 6.
20 straight at this point in the first quarter with time winding down. Another passing touchdown for Lambert. I think he's put those 5 turnovers behind him.
A 14-yard reception. Lambert to Blake, their second connection of the game to make it 20-0 BR.
Another highlight catch, this time grabbing it right over the cornerback. And we see, especially in the pregame, BR with the height advantage.
A high snap, and nothing has gone wrong for the BR Trojans in this first quarter. Jack Lambert unofficially here, 6 for 8, 131 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. And oh yeah, there's still 15 seconds left here in the first quarter.
I'm going to say it again, unbelievable numbers.
And how about 2 catches on that drive? That ridiculous catch by Finn Kelly and Caden Blake fighting for the ball in the end zone to haul it in.
That play by Kelly, that was a design screen. They wanted to go to Reed, but that was covered up well as it was in man coverage. So Lambert wisely makes the decision to make his play, allows playmaker to make the play.
Strong kick into the face mask of Doherty, and Doherty will get taken down at the 24-yard line with 5 seconds remaining here in the first. We talked a little before the game about how Woburn got here. 2-4 over their last 6 games. The 2 wins in that 2-4 came against Lexington and Belmont. A combined score there of 92-8, though the combined records of those 2 teams, Lexington and Belmont, 2-14. So make of that what you will, as Woburn again comes in here as a 14 seed. Realistically, the bottom seed in this Division II tournament, as if you're just joining us, Division II doesn't have a 15 or a 16 seed, as they didn't have that many teams qualify. They run straight through the middle to end the quarter for Gillespie. But nothing has gone wrong for the BR Trojans here tonight, as they take a 21-0 lead into the second quarter. As this looks like a team truly on a mission.
Indeed so. It will be a tougher, especially if they win tonight. It will obviously get a lot tougher from here. Your top 2 seeds, Division II, Catholic Memorial at the #1 seed, and Bishop Feen at the #2. So obviously a very tough road ahead if they want to make it all the way to Gillette.
It is worth noting this is the first season for Woburn in Division II. The last 2 years they were in Division III, so last season they fell to the 4 seed North Attleboro 35-7. The year prior losing to the 10 seed Westfield 34-21. And early on it looks like third time's a charm here, as they are down 21-0 entering the second quarter here at the regional. Again, just a bit of a sidebar, the wind is going from right to left, so now Wood does have the aid of the wind. Keeping it on the ground though here for the opening play of the second quarter. Carry goes to Kenevi, as it looks like Sylvia and Rotondo in to help on the stop.
This is a simple run right up the middle. You see number 62, the pulling guard, trying to get out in front. But BR has done a nice job closing those gaps very quickly.
All 3 facets of the game have really been clicking for the BR Trojans over the past number of games. Wood with a deep drop back as he completes that one along the far sidelines into the hands of Doherty. So that'll move the chains for an 11-yard pickup.
Mason Doherty, one of the captains of this team, making all the plays he can to help his team get back in this game. Another great catch. He made a nice little catch earlier in the game, made a couple of nice plays. So
far, Wood 4 for 8, 47 yards passing. And an interception early on here as Wood rolling out, trying to find some space, looking downfield, and was that one hauled in along the sidelines? No, he was out of bounds. Number 3, Gabe Ocampo, again watching the sidelines and didn't give Doherty enough space there. So now Wood going to be 4 for 9 after that pass attempt.
It was an unbelievable effort there from Doherty. Is able to make the catch, just can't get his feet down as he's flying backwards. It also doesn't help that Bridgewater is immediately coming with pressure right off the snap.
So just to correct myself, that was actually Lucas Oliver in secondary coverage as Ocampo came on late. But nonetheless, defense clicking here in the first half as we're a minute in to the second quarter. Wood completes that to Barrett, trying to sidestep his defender, make up a couple extra yards, and he does to the 48-yard line.
Defensive stop by number 15, Caden Barnard.
Caden Barnard with the stop.
And this is what we've seen from Woburn a lot here today. Those quick hitch routes, those quick comeback routes, taking advantage of that Bridgewater zone defense. You see that the corner's playing off you, you will get underneath him. If your receivers are able to make a play.
At the very least here, Woburn giving themselves a little extra space here as they've really been pushed back on their heels so far. With a man in motion, a handoff straight through the middle into BR territory to the 45-yard line. That's Braden Pacini moving the sticks.
A great job by Woburn's offensive line there, able to open the gap for Pacini. This run game opening up a little bit more here for Woburn.
This almost feels like one of the first plays for Woburn in BR territory. They've had a hard time getting new sets of downs.
It is indeed. They've gone 3 and out twice here today.
Doherty and Barrett to the far side. Here's a handoff, though, going to the near side once again is Pacini as he picks up about 4 yards on the carry.
Tanner carry good for 4 yards, will be second and 6. Pushed out of bounds by number 15, Caden Bernard.
And it seems like right now Woburn targeting more of their outside. Bridgewater right now not really setting the edge. And the Tanners are taking advantage.
They're having a few plays defensively for the BR Trojans where it looks like they maybe overhelp on the blitz, and that allows Woburn to take advantage along either side. Barrett and Gillespie along the far side as Wood with a deep drop back gets rushed and completes that one along the near sideline into the hands of Kanivi. But how about Wood thinking on his feet?
This was a design screen for the halfback. You can see Doherty faking it, holding his hands up. Offensive line immediately going out to that second level, able to get upfield.
About an 11-yard gain. It's Woburn trying to move the ball down the field here, looking for their first score of this postseason. Wood looks like he bobbled the snap initially, but going along the far side, gets some pressure. And if at first you don't succeed, it looks like number 20, Pauline, is there to help out.
This is great coverage by the secondary of BR. A couple of people were open, able to close the gap relatively quick, forcing Wood to run, only allowing a yard.
Wood, the 5th different rusher that Woburn has had here tonight. So far for the BR Trojans, it's been Adrian Peebles, that's been the story. Jack Lambert does have a 3-yard carry of his own. But right now the Tanners facing a 2nd and 9. As that one's going to get stopped right away. Both teams with 1 penalty so far, and now Woburn has their 2nd.
Penalties on the Tanners. Illegal motion, it'll be moving back a
It's
little
their
bit.
first false start of the game, too,
Second down.
I believe.
So far, Woburn with 2 accepted penalties, losing 9 yards. Check that, 14 yards, I should say. Here comes that added pressure as Wood has to roll out and throws that one low and incomplete, intended for Doherty.
Defensive pressure by number 22, Lucas
As
Oliver.
BR continuing to bring the pressure here on the junior quarterback.
It looked like that pass was broken up by number 6, Travis Pereira.
PR defense.
So good coverage on that one.
Down.
4 down territory here for the Tanners, you think?
Absolutely. At this point, you're down 21-0. Around 7 minutes to go before halftime. It's the playoffs. It's all or nothing.
And it should be worth noting at this point here, BR going to open up the second half on offense.
That pass-
Wood had that one tipped away and nearly intercepted for the 2nd time tonight.
Christian Creed.
Looks like that's number 8, Christian Creed, that nearly came up with Wood's 2nd interception.
believe this is Creed right up the middle, a late blitz. Goes right up the middle, and yes, indeed, it was tipped right at the line. Pereira almost coming up with another interception.
So Creed with the deflection and Pereira nearly
Fourth down.
adding on to Wood's nightmare first half. Big play here for Woburn on offense, facing a 4th and 14. A low snap for Wood, and Wood will get taken down to the turf. Nick Rotondo sending the Woburn quarterback down on 4th down, so a turnover on downs here for the BR Trojans, as again the defense showing out.
That play was a disaster from the start. The left tackle, and then immediately gets blown right past by Rotondo. And BR is going to start with great field position here for their 4th drive.
It feels like the last few plays for Aiden Wood, he's had a difficult time with the snaps. It's been a slight bobble, but nothing obviously like we saw there on 4th down. But nonetheless, Aiden Wood having very difficult times here in the opening half at the regional. As BR offense back out to the field. Now Peebles splitting out to the far side. As that's going to be completed to Dylan Reed as he gets into Woburn territory. Dylan Reed, 58 yards, taken down at the 5-yard line. Dylan Reed nearly had a 58-yard run to the house, but he'll take a 53-yard pickup to say the least.
We said it before, Reed has speed, and you see it there, a design screen is Peebles going in motion to the outside, faking it right, and great blocking by the receivers there on the outside. It almost breaks away.
Dorica and Blake there for the protection, and Finn Kelly there for the reception. 5-yard strike, Lambert to Kelly.
Little flat route right there from Kelly. Once again, good blocking on the outside. A walk-in touchdown. Now the Trojans up by 4 possessions before half.
And Allen will add on to the night. 28-0 Bridgewater Rainham with 6:10 still to go in the second quarter.
PR fans, give it up for that PR band.
And credit to Lambert, we talked about it before, able to kind of shake off that turnover game now with 3 touchdown passes.
Jack Lambert so far 8 for 10 passing, as you heard Zach mention, 3 touchdown passes and 189 passing yards
in one half. Now you wonder at this point in time, if they score again, do you pull the starters?
Of course, with a playoff game coming up next week, certainly something Ian Bain is thinking about here with 6:10 to go in the second quarter. But Woburn still fighting here as number 44, that's Kanevy.
Kickoff taken by number 41, Angel Perez. Met by 15, Bernard. First and 10, Tanners.
So Tanners will start out from their own 40-yard line, and are we approaching a point here where Jack Belcher might just tell his quarterback, just throw to the best target you can find, because the running game isn't really picking up a lot of yardage here, so down 4 scores, just throw something at the wall.
No, indeed. In that last drive for Woburn, they did a nice job being able to control the clock, move at their pace. Unfortunately, their last 2 plays just going negative, including that one.
Adding on to the negativity once again, that's Colin Pauline. And the first play of the drive, a 7-yard loss.
This play didn't even have a chance from the start. BR just closing the gap almost immediately after the ball is snapped. There's not much you can do as an offense.
So far this first half has mirrored what the MIAA playoffs typically looks like in this expanded first round. Split receivers as Wood drops back, looking to go above the secondary and nearly intercepted again, as that was Knudsen that nearly came up with a pick intended for Doherty.
Doherty that time trying to make a double move on the outside. Good job by the safety to come over and help, forcing the pass into a double team.
Once again, this is Woburn's first year here in the Division II tournament. A couple years prior, they were down in Division III. And the first season where they haven't finished above 500 in 6 years. Hayden Wood looking to get something positive to happen for Woburn here before the half ends. And that pass going to be too tall, intended for Gillespie.
Now it's 4th and long here. What do you do? And it looks like their punt team is coming out.
Again, a punt team that includes the quarterback as the punter. Fans having a good time here on a Friday night. A strong kick that might have been aided by the wind right off of Knudsen's hands and chest, but BR still recovers, and that's the 3rd punt that Cam Knudsen has taken that almost turned into near disaster.
That one the closest to disaster, bouncing right off of his hands, tried to catch it like he was catching a pass. Lucky he was able to get on top of it.
As you see, Ian Bain, again, leading BR to really their highest finish in a postseason tournament in a number of seasons. After a couple of rough years for Bridgewater Rainham, they have championship aspirations, including their senior quarterback, Jack Lambert, has all day to throw, and he completes that one to Finn Kelly, gets into Woburn territory to the 41, 40-yard line for a 24-yard gain.
Kelly himself having quite a game. He had the touchdown the last drive. I believe he already had another one.
Unofficially 4 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown to go along to his night. Lambert faking the handoff. And an awkward throw there as he was hit on the throw, taken down by Doherty. The first incomplete pass in the last 8 attempts. Lambert completed 9 straight against Barnstable a week ago.
This is just Doherty coming right off the edge from the outside linebacker spot. Peebles wasn't able to pick him up.
Tarika and Reed on the near side for the BR Trojans. Handoff goes to Peebles, and he's met at the line of scrimmage.
His shortest run of the day.
Looks like number 44, Knievi, was in on the stop.
Third down, 3rd and 10 for BR.
Again, BR will open the second half on offense.
If you're Woburn, you're just looking for some momentum on the defensive end if you can get a stop here.
Kelly motions to the far side. And the handoff goes to Peebles, charging his way inside the 30 to the 27, 28-yard line. Adrian Peebles, after getting no gain, picks up about 12 or 13 on the play.
I think you definitely wanted to make up that run from the last time. That one, an angry run right there.
Going back to that Mansfield game I keep referencing, that's the last time I saw him play a lot of running back, but he had those angry runs where he was just going one side of the field. It could be the far side or the near side, but he was determined to pick up any yardage he could. Lambert surveying the field, completes that one due to Rika inside the 10. Jamison Derica getting in on the passing party.
Stopped by number 23, Cash stealthily.
Once again, another crosser over the middle. We've seen that a couple of times here today. Just a 10-yard dig, and it's been working. That middle of the field has been open.
The 4th different receiver to catch a Jack Lambert pass in this first half. Time ticks down inside of 2 minutes to go. BR obviously not in any rush as that's complete to Reed along the far side. Reed lowers the shoulder as he goes into the end zone. Dylan Reed, 8-yard catch and run as he gets thrown around in the end zone.
Able to find the end zone that time. Wasn't able to find on the last drive after almost breaking it 58 yards. That time on a 10-yard pass, finds the end zone. This BR offense is on fire.
Jillian Allen certainly getting some practice in on these PATs, and she is now 5 for 5 on PATs with 1:43 to go in this first half.
Reed just running a flat route immediately out of the tight trips on the left side. 2 other receivers running more of a pick to let Reed get open, forcing the defenders to go outside.
So let's maybe examine this from a big picture point of view here. We talked a little bit about what is potentially to come here for the BR Trojans in the Division II football tournament, potentially a matchup with Bishop Fee and Catholic Memorial. Obviously still a lot to iron out there. But how difficult is this BR offense to plan for if you are an opposing defense like Woburn is here tonight? As I mentioned, Adrian Peebles is there to pick up where Braden Lewis obviously isn't playing here. But then you also have the passing game where Blake, Reed, Derica, Kelly all get in on some of these passes by Jack Lambert. How difficult is it to plan for Ian Bain's offense?
It is very difficult because BR has a lot on their table. They have a lot of speed. They have a lot of size. These receivers can catch almost any pass, as we saw an amazing catch in the first quarter. So it is a very tough offense, and you said Braden Lewis obviously not playing, so you only really have to go on what he did in the regular season, not knowing what kind of playoff performer he is.
Mason Doherty with an impressive run back to the 38-yard line, as Woburn has 95 seconds to get something to happen before we hit the halftime break.
Stop by number 11, Isaiah Baptiste.
Isaiah Baptiste in on the stop. An angry, determined run straight through the middle. Gillespie hitting the gas pedal inside the 25 to the 17.
Chased down out of bounds by number 7.
45-yard pickup, I believe.
It's a very impressive run, breaks one tackle. Pretty much has the entire BR defense chasing him down out of bounds.
You were saying Woburn needs something positive to happen. That could be it. As Braden Gillespie with the longest play of the night.
Tanner's first and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Minute 25 to go. Woburn still with all 3 of their timeouts. Knevy, the motion man. This time a pitch to the far side, and that is to Pacini. And he'll be about a yard shy of the first down marker.
Run game finally clicking for Woburn right now at this moment. Being able to get outside, find some space, and it's been good blocking as well from the receivers.
Second and 3, again a low-lying snap, and a flag comes in. So that'll be the 3rd penalty going on Woburn.
So we see here, he did in fact move early, and obviously as a former receiver, I would know my coaches would absolutely despise that. If you're a receiver, you should never be have a false start.
Jay Doherty, the guilty party there, as Wood completes that to the far side and very close to the first down marker right around the 10-yard line. And get a timeout called by the Tanners with 36 seconds to go.
Very lucky on that catch. Was able to grab it, but then almost immediately lost it. Good awareness to keep with the ball.
So 11 yards to go here for Woburn. This talented running game for the Tanners. I mean, they do have players that can pick up 4 or 6 yards, so really Jack Belcher has the whole playbook to look at here with 36 seconds and 2 timeouts.
Indeed he does. Right now, BR's defense, they're getting burned in that outside short game. As I've said, a lot of short hitches, comeback routes, a couple shallow crosses, and that time there, just a short hitch route.
On 3rd down, a motion man. Here's a handoff going inside that is going to be very close to the first down marker, but again, that's going to be short. So 4th and short coming up here for Woburn with 23 seconds to go. And we are going to get a timeout, the 2nd timeout for Woburn.
See, here's the 3rd and short, man in motion. Fakes the end around, does a nice job. Good tackle there from Christian Creed, forcing the no gain.
Am I crazy to think that this could be something that Eden Bain kind of hopes for, you know, facing a little bit of adversity going into the halftime break? Because we've talked in the past where BR has these ballooning leads where players may take their foot off the pedal a little bit, but in a first-round playoff matchup, perhaps being up 35-0, giving up a touchdown, now this gives Bain something to really focus on and get his team to really turn it up for the third quarter. If they do let up a score, I know Ian Bain will not be happy going into the locker room. Probably wants to shut out as much as anybody here in this crowd. So if you're the defense for BR, you need to step up. Aiden Wood, the junior quarterback, facing a 4th and short in the final moments of this first half. A handoff straight through the middle, but nowhere to go. That's Drew Sylvia showing out once again. Showing up and showing out. A great defensive stop there from Sylvia. And that's huge, especially going right before half, and we have a player down. There is an injured Tanner down on the turf, as it was number 8 Gillespie getting the carry, and I believe that is the injured player as he is rolling around on the turf, and the Woburn trainer coming out and looking at him with 16 seconds to go. Perhaps his leg getting caught in that real dash at the first down marker there, but good to see he's at least able to walk off the field, and nothing more serious than that potentially. Probably be just seeing an E as we go in a half. So Jack Lambert has been lights out in this first half, takes the knee to end an impressive showing for the BR Trojans offensively and defensively. Bridgewater Rainham soundly defeating the Tanners so far, 35-0 as we enter the halftime break. For the BR Trojans, that 4th and short situation on defense, that was crucial for the BR Trojans to just continue to keep that positive momentum going into halftime. Indeed, so especially as a defense, you've been playing well all day, and you give up a huge run. It's a great way to close out the quarter. It's exactly what you're looking for if you're Ian Bain's defense. So the BR Trojans out in front, 35-0. We will have the second half coming up in just a little bit here on BTV.
Folks, welcome to the field. Bridgewater Ram cheer team. Folks, we can make more noise than that. It gets a lot warmer once you start making some noise.
I think Woburn should have stayed in D3. Jesus.
let's pull out those raffle tickets. Raffle tickets for the lottery board. If you have your raffle tickets, we're going to read off that number right now.
6349913.
Great job. Again, just so you can hear it, I see that it looks like the refs are looking for their raffle tickets themselves. Ticket number 6349913. Nope, that 9913. Close. Do we have a winner? If we got a winner, go ahead, come on up here to the press box, claim that prize. And remember, anything you scratch that has a winner comes on up here. Folks, thank you for supporting Bridgewater Rainham football. the field, the BR Trojans.
Bridgewater Rainham opening the Division II playoffs with a resounding effort, up 35-0 as we get set to open up the second half here at BR. John Luck, Zach Sylvia back here with you. And for Bridgewater Rainham, very simple. Jack Lambert has been lighting up the stats.
Indeed, so almost 200 passing yards in the first half. Or should I say over 200 passing yards with 239 as well as 4 touchdowns. We also saw a rushing touchdown from Peebles, Blake with 2. Unfortunately for the other end, Wood, no touchdowns and an interception. So an unfortunate day so far for Woburn.
As you mentioned, some impressive stats here in the first half. Adrian Peebles, 9 carries, 99 yards to go along with the touchdown that you heard Zach mention. Caden Blake, 3 receptions, 99 yards to go along with 2 touchdown receptions of his own. Finn Kelly also has a 5-yard reception. So BR up 35-0 to open up the second half. I think the obvious question right now we have to kind of look at is how much longer do we see Ian Bean leave his starters in this game offensively and defensively?
I think you at least give him 2 more drives. And if you come out with points, I think at that point you keep your starters, rest them for next week. Obviously, during halftime, we're trying to get the scores of the other games. Wasn't able to get Bill Rucka and Beverly. But at that point, it's important to rest your starters, keep them healthy for next week. You cannot risk any injuries.
We'll talk a little bit more about the MIAA playoffs as the second with some running time not too far from now. But if you're just joining us, Woburn coming in here as the bottom seed in the playoffs in Division II, as this is a 16-team field, but the number 1 and number 2 seed each received a bye simply because not enough teams qualified. To qualify for the MIAA tournament in any of the 8 divisions, you need to play at least 7 games and win 3 games. And obviously Division II had an issue with that, so we go ahead with 14 teams instead of the 16 that we're more accustomed to when we're talking playoff brackets.
It is very unorthodox.
And I think you're going to have a lot of people kind of point out games like this. Brockton's down 26-0 right now to Zavarian. As some of these first-round games can be downright ugly. But nonetheless, these 2 teams coming out here to play at the full 48. The BR Trojans will open up on offense. And the question right now is for how long with the main starters of this team. So far, 4 different receivers have at least 1 reception from Jack Lambert. As the ball falls off the tee, and it is still windy here at the regional.
BR starting against the wind here. Or no, with the wind, excuse me.
Against the wind would be a good song choice to open up the 4th quarter. An onside kick, and BR aware of that one as that goes into the hands of Josh Hogue.
That is a great heads-up play there from Hogue. I don't think you or I were expecting them to come out an onside kick down 35-0. And I mean, at this point, you have nothing to lose. It's a great kick, great bounce. It got enough yardage. Hogue able to reach back for it. BR will start at their own 48.
If you're just joining us and you're a longtime viewer of the BR Trojans, Braden Lewis, I don't see him on the field in the jersey here tonight, so Adrian Peebles has been getting the calls, and he continues to go ahead, picking up 11 on the first carry of his second half.
Now already over the century mark here. One play into the second half.
Averaging about 11 yards a carry. Dorico lined up at the bottom of your screen as Finn Kelly motions to the far side. And Peebles slicing and dicing his way inside the 30, and Adrian Peebles could be a problem for opposing teams as he picks up about another 16 yards that time.
Now up to 126 yards on the ground. Lewis obviously out, so Peebles more of the bell cow back here today, and that's been showing it so far.
And I continue to kind of go back to this fact that Bridgewater Rainham has always been about the run going back to the late 90s, early 2000s. Having those running backs that continuously look for the yards after contact, as has Peebles. And looks to add on as he goes off tackle, spinning out a couple of defenders, but makes his way to just outside of the 20, so about a 4-yard gain that time for number 23.
The player down. Can't really see who that is.
So far, Woburn has had one injury before this one. That was Braden Gillespie. He was able to get up off the field. It looks like this is number 55. That would be Phoenix Carter Barchar, I believe is the pronunciation. As I believe we have a number of people joining us tonight on a live YouTube stream. Happy to have you watch along with us here from the regional as number 55 able to get up off the field under his own power.
Looks like he was grasping around his hand. Hopefully he's okay. You never want to see these types of injuries, especially at this level.
Clock continues to wind down now, so we open things up in the second half. Pitch this time to Peebles, and spins his way to the 15 this time.
I believe he just came up shy, about a 3rd and 1 now. Bridgewater going right back to that tempo offense we saw in their first drive.
Sticking with Peebles. This time cutting to the near side, inside the 10, inside the 5, lowering the shoulder as he goes into the end zone.
That is a man on a mission right there. Peebles finding a way to the end zone, breaking tackles, making people miss. Have yourself a day, number 23.
Welcome to the second season. And again, this is an issue for opposing teams because this is a junior.
Still has a whole other year, both their running backs.
Jillian Allen on for the PAT, and she continues her perfect night to make it 42-0. And we are now in running time at the regional. So Adrian Peebles now with his second touchdown of the night. Again, I believe it's once you get outside, or when you have a lead expanding past 32 in the second half, that's when the running time comes into play, as we have right now a 42-0 game. A strong kick by Jillian Allen that will bounce out of bounds as she had the wind at her back. I mentioned that this game kind of reflects what we've seen in the past with these MIAA expanded playoffs. I went back last year just to kind of look at the upsets by seeds, and you'd be very hard-pressed to find a number of upsets. In Division 1, there were 2 upsets, and that's it in the entire Division 1 playoffs. That was the state semifinals, as Varian won over BC High, the 3-2, and Needham over St. John's. But then you go to Division 2, there was 1 upset. Division 3, you had about 5 or 6 upsets, so Division 3 may be that lone exception, but the gist of the story is a lot of these early round games continue to hold chalk, as Wood completes that one to Gillespie. Going to be about a yard. Nope, they're going to move the chain, so a 10-yard pickup for Wood to Gillespie.
And if you can see so far, really the one flaw today is BR's pass defense against this short pass. Just a little simple crosser right over the middle to the outside. They've had trouble covering that, and we've seen that BR runs a lot of their defensive plays out of a zone coverage. So Woburn doing a nice job finding that open space.
Gillespie, the motion man, going to the far side on a new set of downs. And Wood will get wrapped up and taken down thanks to Harry Rumrill. Harry Rumrill making his impact in the game.
There's pressure right up the middle, gets right past the guard. And I believe these are the second strings for BR's defense. So Ian Bain pulling his starters from the defense. You wonder if that was it for the offense for the day.
If that is it for the offense, a very impressive showing for players like Jack Lambert. Caden Blake, he had 3 receptions, but still was around 100 yards receiving and had a couple of touchdown receptions, as that's a quick pitch to Gillespie, who zigzags his way into BR territory across the 40 to about the 36-yard line. So that'll be good enough for about a 28-yard pickup.
And we've seen it too. Woburn able to get to that outside. Maybe a missed horse collar on the outside there. Nonetheless, a very good run there from Gillespie.
111 all-purpose yards for Braden Gillespie, a senior on this Tanner's team. And perhaps that's kind of the forgotten thing when we get into the postseason play, the fact that a number of these players are playing one of their final games outside Thanksgiving, as that's an incomplete pass once again intended for Gillespie. But for Woburn, obviously, if the score holds out here, this is their last meaningful football game until we get to Thanksgiving morning. And of course, the BR Trojans will have Thanksgiving here at the regional, taking on the Brockton Boxers, a game that you can watch on BTV, and we'll have our coverage also on Brockton Community Access. As time continues to tick down in this running time scenario in the second half. This time going to the near side, that's going to be Pacini, who gets his way to the 30-yard line.
Nice 6-yard carry there. Bassini and Gillespie they've run the ball very well, especially late in that second quarter, even against the starters. So even if this is the last playoff game they play, at least you have something next week to go in with positive.
Of course, there will still be, I believe, 1 or 2 consolation round games here for Woburn, so it's not exactly like they're going to go ahead and have a few weeks off before Thanksgiving. And I will say the consolation round games, they are sneaky competitive, as BR has played their fair share of them over the past few years. Going straight through the middle of the BR second level defense. That's going to be Pacini getting inside of BR red zone territory with 3:46 to go in the third.
If you're Ian Bain, even if these are your second string, third string guys, you still don't want to give up a score. Obviously, a shutout would be amazing for this team. And I believe if they score, it'll be no more running clock, right?
The one thing I've learned when it comes to high school football is you just kind of accept rules as they happen. So we're being told once it becomes running clock, it stays that way the entire game. Thanks to our director, Mike Moriello, for passing that along. As that pass is going to be outside the fingertips of Jaden Doherty, and our director in the truck, also our graphics coordinator, our replay operator. So
doing it all, man of many talents.
That's like a playoff performance. You just go out there and show you can do it all. Just getting back to the one-sided games here. I went back and looked at kind of the average margin of victory, and the first-round games, especially in 2024, going through all 8 divisions. As the clock ticks down inside 2.5 to go, a man in motion, that's going to be Cash Felty. And the pitch goes to Pacini, who goes to the far side. And he's going to be right around the first down marker. That could going to be good enough to move the chains. And everyone's staying where they are right now, so it looks like it's going to be about a yard short. But looking at the Division II playoffs a year ago in the first round, the average margin of victory was 27. Division V, the average margin of victory in the first round was 31. I mean, even in Division VIII, you had one game in the first round that was a 61-point victory, which kind of brings into question, do you need 16 teams in a division in a postseason tournament? How about that cut along the far side for Gillespie? Goes inside the 5 to the 3-yard line.
Gillespie does a nice job with the cut back right back inside. Saw that nobody was there. Able to find the hole and the first scoring opportunity for the Tanners.
And we talked about these players, especially for the BR Trojans, these players that are maybe number 2 or number 3 on the depth chart. I mean, look no further than what Adrian Peebles did tonight. We typically see Braden Lewis leading the charge as far as the running games go, but Adrian Peebles stepping out big time. They stick with the ground game and finally getting in the end zone in a strong fashion. That's Braden Gillespie, a 3-yard carry.
And that must feel good for Woburn, even if this is just against a second and third stringers. Got to feel good. Gillespie running hard. You said it. He was over 100 total yards on the day. So a very good game from him.
Here's Gael Cirillo splitting the uprights to make it a 42-7 game in the final seconds of this third quarter that will draw to a close in running time. But Adrian Peebles adding on his second touchdown of the night to make it a 42-7 advantage for the BR Trojans in this first round matchup in the MIAA tournament. So Zach, you obviously played high school football. I believe you coached a little high school football as well. So as we had these early round games, and I kind of spoke a little bit about the upsets and the average margin of victories, I mean, where do you stand on the need for 16 teams in a tournament if obviously in Division II there's not enough teams to actually field a full 16-team tournament?
Well, unfortunately for me, when I was a coach, we were on a face of an upset. We were the 4 seed at the time. We ended up losing that game pretty badly. I do think it makes it more entertaining because this is high school football. It's not as predictable as college. It's not as predictable as the NFL. It can create for exciting matchups because all it takes is for 1 or 2 guys to not be on their game for the better team, and the other team can come in, swoop in, and steal the win.
It looks like Bridgewater Rainham will have another week of postseason play upcoming as we open up the fourth quarter. with a touchback.
It looks like we will be seeing a second team. Looks to be Logan Beauville at quarterback.
So let's talk about Jack Lambert's night. Obviously a very impressive showing for the starting quarterback for the BR Trojans. Obviously around 250 passing yards, had 4 touchdown passes, and completing most of his passing attempts. We mentioned this comes a week after he had 5 turnovers alone against Barnstable. So we kind of talk about the mental aspect of this game. How important was this game for Jack Lambert and kind of turning things around after that Southeast Conference Championship game against Barnstable?
It's very important. You come into this game, you now have 4 touchdowns on the day. You come out of this game, you're very confident going into next week. We still don't know the opponent. We're still trying to obviously get those scores. But that confidence has been raised because, as I said, playoffs, it's a different type of beast. You don't know what's going to happen. And for Lambert to come out and throw for 4 touchdowns, over 239 yards passing, it's very impressive.
So we get a timeout called by Ian Bain. Once again, a number of second-string players coming in here, getting their first action of the night. I will say a number of football games taking place all at the same time, which makes trying to find the scores on social media extremely difficult in a timeout situation. Here's Beauville, his first passing attempt. That's going to be complete to the far side into the hands of number 41, Jake Spearin, who will move the chains on the first play of the drive.
It's a great throw there from Beauville and a great catch and run there from Spearin.
Beauville, a sophomore quarterback, so a good chance here in a postseason role to maybe put a little something in Ian Bain's ear when the new season comes around next year, as that's going to be tipped and obviously incomplete, intended for Logan Tripp. With time winding down in this running clock situation, if you're just joining us. BR Trojans with a 35-0 advantage at the half. Woburn calling a timeout, or excuse me, getting a touchdown in the last few seconds of the third quarter.
That one was tipped by Gavin Driscoll, coming right off the edge.
A 2nd and 10 upcoming, as that was a run to nowhere taken by Ryan Alves. So they're going to call him for about a 2-yard loss on the play.
I believe this is the first time BR's gone backwards all day.
I believe you're correct. I believe my math skills, class of 08 from BR, would agree with that. Beauville has 3 receivers to his right, Alves in the backfield, as he loses a couple of pass rushers, and that is incomplete. And another Tanner player is slow to get up with a flag coming down.
This might be, I believe, intentional grounding. There was no receiver in the area of the throw. So it was an eligible man downfield.
That was Jude Donahue. That was a little slow to get up off the field, but he was able to under his own power. So Tanners will decline the penalty to bring up 4th and 12.
First punt today.
you have your first punt with running time in the fourth quarter and a number of second string, third string players in, you're doing something right. That's a strong kick that just hung up there that goes across the 40 into the hands of Jaden Doherty. As time will continue to wind down.
Looked like a perfect spiral when it was in the air. Very good kick.
Yeah, we were watching during the warm-ups before the game, and we were just kind of really interested in how long the passes stayed up there because, again, it is a windy night. We have our papers blowing around here in the press box, but if any of the passes got more than halfway up the uprights, that ball was really going to go who knows where, and Aiden Wood had an experience with that as he had his lone interception of the evening by Caden Barnard in the first quarter. That was just a ball that hung up there, and a rare case where the defensive player ran the route of the offensive player. Again, a low snap for Wood, who chucks it deep, and that's going to be pass interference.
100%. That's the right call there.
I think they're going to get Baptiste with the flag there. Obviously can't identify a player in high school, but nonetheless, at the very least, it's going to move the ball up 15 yards instead of a spot foul.
Grabs him before the pass even gets there. Does not look back. Clear cut, clear as day. Pass interference. They'll get you for that every time.
So the ball will get moved up into BR territory to the 46-yard line as we go inside of 6 minutes to go. Aiden Wood continuing to stick it out for the Woburn Tanners as that pass is complete to number 2, Justin Bauer, who gets taken down, it looks like initially there, by Cole Sabino, number 54.
It was a good catch and run there for the sophomore. And once again, going to that out route. If your other team's watching this game, you kind of look at the film and wonder if you can target that outside. That's where Bridgewater has struggled the most in this game.
So perhaps those outside passes you're alluding to and maybe the punt return game, maybe the only two things I can think of that is going to be a focal point for Ian Bain in practice this upcoming week. As Wood rolls out to his right off the fingertips of Bauer, incomplete, and time continues to tick down.
I mean, I would say their punt return game is pretty good. We did see a punt return for a touchdown earlier this year.
And that was Cam Knutson that had the kick six against New Bedford. As Woburn continues to move players in and out. With 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, Jonathan Verdier, the motion man, gets the ball on second down and works his way to the 26-yard line. It looks like, Zach, pretty competitive game that we have going on in Wellesley, if the score is accurate that we're looking at. 21-21 in the fourth quarter. A 4-13 matchup. Again, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Billerica Memorial in Beverly.
You even hear the wind.
And we're inside here. I can only imagine the camera operators as Wood goes deep, and nice pass and reception to Jaden Doherty, a 27-yard connection. Junior quarterback to junior wide receiver with 2:52 to go in the fourth quarter, and time continues to tick down. Cirillo comes on for the PAT. hit his first. And he will hit his second to make it 42-14.
Just a great pass, is able just to beat the double team in the secondary, puts it right on his hands. Another look at it real quick. It's a quick two-step drop right over the middle. 3 guys right there. One guy beats them all for the touchdown.
I will say we're still efforting to try and find scores here, but again, kind of difficult to find high school scores when there's a number of games going on simultaneously. But still, I mentioned it at the very start of the broadcast, it is one of the best times of the year. Playoff football. And the BR Trojans will host a second playoff game coming up on, we believe, Friday, November 14th. But of course, it could be a Thursday night game. Who knows with the referee staffing situations and all that. As we go inside the final minute of this opening round matchup with number 26, Xavier Noel.
Ball comes loose. Came loose. That's a fumble.
And time ticks down inside of 40 seconds to go.
Just carries it, goes opposite, and it's just punched out from the backside. And
this is the weirdest 2-minute drill I've ever seen. A 42-14 game. The Woburn offensive players come out.
I think they're going to try to kick a field goal here. It's a fire drill field goal.
Yeah, when else can you try a field goal? Yes.
Missed it.
That's going to be wide, wide left. And the perfect end to the night. In this 3-14 matchup, the BR Trojans open up their postseason chase for the championship with a 42-14 victory over the number 14 seed, the Woburn Tanners. Zach, I mentioned for opposing defenses facing the BR Trojans, very difficult to try and plan for what Jack Lambert and Ian Bain can sprawl out offensively.
You have to look out for the pass, and obviously today, Peebles, a great game on the ground, almost to 150 yards total, 2 touchdowns without Braden Lewis. So other teams, you better prepare well.
So the dream is still alive for the BR Trojans. They get set to enter the round of 8 1 week from tonight. But on this night, the BR Trojans come away with the 42-14 victory. We want to thank our crew here at BTV. And for Zach Sylvia, I'm John Luck. Thanks for watching.